Hey folks, what's going on? I got a project making fishing lures with a common plastic spoon. What you're gonna need is, of course, a plastic spoon. You will need, if you want, it's optional. I use duct tape. I'll show you. And optional feathers. It's another optional thing. You'll need like something with a file on it. Uh, maybe a knife with a sharp edge, razor knife. Junk knife that you don't care about. Of course, weedless hooks like those, and some sort of, we can use paint, but I'm using discolored markers, and also some florist foam. This is how I make my lures. It's just a weedless spoon with a tail, if you wish. Basically, I'm reproducing a spoon I used to use a long time ago, and I can't find anymore. But anyway, hopefully they'll work, and I'll show you how to make them. I did forget, you will also need hot glue and some glue sticks, a gun and glue sticks. Alrighty then, Kathy. Okay, now I've moved the camera. Now you have a better view. You can't see me that much, but it doesn't matter. You don't want to look at me anyway. I'm ugly. Anyway, take a Sharpie, black Sharpie marker. Right around the back side of the spoon here, you'll feel a little ridge. Just draw a line with that marker around that. I'll show you here. Just kind of like that. Then on the other side, this side, just kind of just draw a line like that. Now you can either take a Dremel tool and cut this, or a little mini hacksaw and cut it, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it that way. That's what my junk knife's for. And then the beast. Heat up the knife, the junk knife. Okay, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but just take the knife and heat up the tip. Like that. And then just take the knife and just press it against the plastic. Oops. That might not be hard enough. That's not hard enough. Go on. Yeah, it's working. You gotta get this knife or whatever you're using really hot if you're gonna use a torch. And then heat up the knife again, and then cut off that little piece there. Like, so now you just have this. Alright, now cut off the torch. Now you can take a razor knife, file, anything you want, and just kind of like shave off these rough edges. Just smooth it out, basically, with the melted plastic spoon. With plastic curls up a little bit. You want to get rid of that. Yeah, pretty good. Now, what you do, I didn't mention tools, scissors, I think. I don't know if I did or not, but take your scissors, open up your packet of hooks. Now, this is where, alright, too many came out. Anyway, just take one. What I do is right here, where the weed guard is, comes up through the eyelet, and then it connects here. That's a weak spot. When I assemble this hook into the lure, I usually put hot glue on there, but I'll show you that too. Now, this is this front, the cut end where the handle was, is the front of your spoon. And what I do is I take and I draw a line like right in the middle, right here. Draw a little spot, kind of like a teepee shape, like that. Oh, I gotta use the torch one more time. I forgot. Torch time. Hey, here we go again. Torch her up. I gotta cut that notch out. I'm on fire. All right. Now take your knife and just cut that notch out. Didn't get it hard enough, or did I? Oh yeah, I got it. Just cut that notch out. You can do it however you want. I use a hot knife. And then same deal, just take off the rough pieces, smooth it out a little bit. Well, you get the idea anyway. Now the hook has a way to stay in there, like that, kinda. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's in there. Anyway, my trick, this is where the tape comes in. The duct tape, you can use any tape. I'm just using this to hold the hook in. For nothing else. That's what I'm using it for. Just gonna tear off a small piece. Don't need much. What I do is I take the hook and I put the tape kind of centered. Might have too much on there. Take some of that off. Oh crap. Whatever. I'll use this piece. Anyway, take the tape, you put it right in the center of where the metal is on the hook. And then I press it right into the spoon. The way when I get it where I want it, how I want it, it's like right there. Alright, here we go. Tape's in, press it on both sides, make it snug. Tape is in. Now, this is where the hot glue comes in. Take the hot glue and you want to put a dab right in the tail end of the hook inside of the spoon on the end and then up here. The end and the front, you want to put hot glue to make sure that hook is in there. There we go. And then you just kind of straighten up the hook a little bit how you want it. I got a little dab of hot glue on the front and on the back of the hook, and then you just let it harden for. And I'm gonna pause the camera while that's doing that. Now that the glue has had a chance to harden, it's in there pretty solid. What you want to do is go up to here and fill in the empty void where you cut out. Fill that in both front and back. Like I said, right here where the wires come up from the weedless hook, right there. You can see them right there, right here, there. You want to get a little glue on that too. I usually start there first. Like, let me see. I can't see it. All right there. You don't need a lot. Just enough. You don't need much. Just enough to cover it. And then I go to the inside. I get up in here. On glue. And then on the back side, I'm just going to fill that void in, like right here. It's hard to do when I'm so far away from it. Alright, it looks pretty good. Then the same thing, you just want to let that kind of set. I'll give it a few minutes. Now, once that's all hardened, the glue's hardened, what I do is I flip it around. I establish where I want the eyes. I'm going to put eyes on this. So what I do, I want the eyes kind of like, I'll just draw it for you. I want the eyes spaced out like that and kind of further up. I guess you'd call this the bill. Further up like that. That's where I want my eyes. Now that you've established where your eyes are going to be, take hot glue on the inside, right where the eye is. You can see the darkness through this. It would be easier with a clear plastic spoon, but you can almost see it if you turn it around. You can see the darkness right here. So put hot glue on that side where you see the darkness shine through. Put a good amount. And then once you get that in there, take a .77 caliber BB, like you would for a BB gun, set it right inside that glue. Just right like that. Right, you can see that, right where that eye was. And repeat the same on the other side. I'll tell you what that's for in a second. So you finish this one, and then you just do the same thing. Put it right about where the other eye is. Just like that. And then let that harden. What that does is when the finished product is going to have eyes on the other side. It's going to have bulging eyes. And what the BBs do is this is a floating spoon. So what the BBs do is it adds a little bit of weight. so that the eyes look like they're piercing or poking out of the water. That's what they're supposed to do. This is where the floss foam comes in. I like to use a thin profile knife. You can use, this stuff is really easy to work with. I mean, you could use anything. What I'll do is I cut a small, thin slice. Just not a small, but a thin slice. Probably about this thickness right here is perfect. It's like maybe a little over a quarter inch. And then it's kind of like split it in half. And then what I do is size it up to my lure, to the spoon. Size it up, know that how big, how long the spoon is, and then just cut off what you don't need. Right there. Cutting it a little bit longer sometimes isn't bad either. You can always take away, but you can't put back what you took off. In most cases, anyway. Now you got this, and what I do is I lay it on top of this foam, and then cut around the shape. Just roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to resemble the shape. So you got pretty much that shape right there. Then you can this stuff is super easy to work with. You can make models, you could shape anything out of it. You can make a mold out of something with that and then cast it. And it's easy to make, work with. Anyway, besides that, all right, now, what I do is I size up the thickness. I take some off a little bit. I'm just going to take a small amount. That slices perfectly. And just work it until you get, just a little thick there. So you can just see how it tapers. I'm going to take a little bit off there. So, yeah, take a little more. Good now, there. Then, basically, I'm thinning it down as I go. What I do at a certain point is I cut a notch up through the middle for the hook. So I slide it in. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to cut a big channel right out of the center. Just like that. And see where this wire is, where the weed guard is, just pop that out. Take your foam, slide it where you just cut that gouge, slide it into the hook, over it, and then you can tell, you can see how much you have to remove. I'm just going to go ahead and work on this a little bit more, and I'll get right back with you. So, I've worked that foam down into this little tiny, this thing here. It's got the channel on it. The next step, take the hot glue, make sure, all right, come on. Sometimes this hot glue gun doesn't want to operate. Anyway, you take hot glue and you want to fill. You don't want to cover the hook. You want to cover the hole around the plastic so you can glue that foam in. I think it's time for a new stick. This one's not acting up, not acting good. Get a new one. It wasn't melting. It wasn't melting. There we go. Now we're good. Once you got the glue in where you want it, then slide this piece right inside, press down on it. So now it's in there, and let that glue harden. So I'm going to pause it again for a little bit. Okay, now that your glue has dried, take a file, or you can use a knife, anything would work. What you want to do is flatten this whole belly down so it's flat to this level to the edges of the spoon. I'm just going to use my file on my multi-tool. Just drag this way, up and down, till you get all that. This stuff is super easy to work with too, so I already said that, but it is. Just make sure you get, okay, I'm turning it around, get the back end. Like that. Let's see. Get the other one. Yeah. That's the BB. Okay. Leave that there. Now, cleaning off the bar because some glue stuck to it. Anyway, that's all flat now. And then take your hot glue and fill in around the whole perimeter edges, around the whole spoon, and in this space where you cut out for the hook. Fill that with glue. I'll show you. Alright, first start out by going around the outside perimeter. I have to bring it closer to me so I can see. Sorry, guys. And then I'm going to fill in that space. Once you got it all filled in around the perimeter and inside of here, inside there where the hook is, then you can, if it's bumpy and lumpy, just take the hot end of your glue gun and just kind of like smooth it out like that. Make sure you don't have any glue that trails out, or just be careful with it. Just gently. Now it's all smoothed out. Now it's waterproof, sorta, kinda. Now the next step, where my little scissors go. Hold on now. Get back with you. Alright, I found my little scissors. Now, it's optional tail. I'm going to put a tail on my lure. I'm just going to take a feather, just cut a little bit off. Like 2 pieces. about the same length. So like that. Come on, I got 2 feathers. What I'm gonna do, right where the hook is, I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue on the bottom where the foam is here, on both sides of the hook. Then I'm gonna press the feathers down into it. Kind of spread them out like frog legs. Yeah, I made a mess of it, but kind of like that. You can do a better job than that. I mean, that's horrible. I'm just showing you anyway. I'm not doing this for myself. Showing people how to I make my lure, and then flip it around where the eyes are, where there's little dots. I'm gonna put a great big glob of hot glue on each side. And and cover up that black dot so it's in the center. And then that's pretty much what you want. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you'll see better. Okay, now let that harden. Set that down. Hey, all right, pause time. Okay, now, that's what the eyes will look like. I don't know if you can really see it that great, but anyway, now it's time for coloring. Brown, green, yellow, and black. What I do is right around the underside here, on the bottom, I line the hot glue. Does not take green very well, so I just darken it with black. I'll show you. All the areas where the glue is received, won't receive the green color, so I just darkened it with black, just to cut so it doesn't look shiny underwater, mostly. And then I take the green and I just color the underbelly. Shows up pretty dark. It's on that foam. Like that. Now, on the other side, is where the brown comes in. right where the eyes are. I'm going to do brown around the eyes. Just kind of like that. And then back to the black marker again. What I do then, the black marker, is I color in the nose right here where the hook, where the eyelid is. And then I draw a line around the eyes. I'll show you. Yeah, just gonna do that. Just to, I don't know, kind of like that, I guess. And then with the same marker, draw pupils on the eyes. Like that. And then for the yellow and the green markers again, what I do is I pretty much just put yellow spots on the back and then fill it in with the green. Yellow spots first. You can use anything, paint. I'm using markers because it's easier, I guess. For me, anyway. I don't know. To each his own. And there you have it. One plastic spoon frog lure. The BBs, like I said, this is going to float heavy. So I made the eyes extra big. So they're going to bulge out of the water. This will float like that. The eyes will be sticking out of the water like a real frog eyes would be doing. And it's going to look realistic. Just put those extra little BBs in there. It's also going to cast further. And let me show you. This is not part of the video, but I want to show you something. I shut off my hot glue gun. I got this neat thing today at Walmart. You've probably seen it. Little fishing pole. It's got a closed-faced reel on it. It's real tiny. 20-inch long altogether, but got a little closed-faced reel. It's going to be great for getting into little brooks. My survival fishing rod, one of them, I got another one kind of like this. But I'm not going to tell you what's in my kit. It's going to be a surprise. Well, you've seen this. But anyway, that was my how to make a lure from a plastic spoon. Thank you. Subscribe for more.